Chicken jockey.
The Minecraft movie, or a Minecraft movie. It's been out for a few days now. The world has seen it. It's breaking records. It's doing great. But I want to talk about it. I want to talk about it because I feel like there's not a lot of Minecraft people talking about it. I know there is, but I think we need more out there because this is a video game movie, and I just feel like video game movies need more love, and we need to discuss the lore and what was right and what was wrong. Get a little bit more nitty gritty with it, than these, critics who just hate the game or hate the movie because it's not a great movie, in the eyes of the film critics. But yeah, so I saw it on Saturday. We got a whole row, me and my friends and family. We had 17 tickets. We had a whole row, just a very diverse group of people, from little kids to adults to young adults like myself. Yes, I'm a young adult. So yeah, it was a pretty fun experience. And yeah, so what did I think of it though? And I'm not gonna lie. Saturday, walking out of that theater, I was like, that was a good movie. That was okay. Like it was not bad. But I think the more I've thought about it, I think I'm leaning actually more towards the good side of things, and I think that's because of a few factors. And I want you guys to take these factors with not with a grain of salt, but just perspective. Um, there's a few elements that made me enjoy this movie more than probably the average, Joe Schmo, Joe Schmo, whatever. I first I wanted to say you know, I got to take my little cousins, four of them, to the movies, and they had a blast. Hearing them laugh, hearing them, be really invested, seeing them lean toward the screen when serious moments were happening. I really enjoyed it. I think that made the movie a lot more enjoyable for me, seeing them so happy. Because, you know, critics aside, even my thoughts aside, if I was a kid, I would love this movie. This movie has everything I want in a movie if I was a kid. So I'm glad they really enjoyed it. And then having people like my parents, some of my best friends, their kids, I think that just made me very happy. And the group we had was very diverse, so I was very interested to see how people reacted. We had people like my parents who knew of Minecraft, but never really seen Minecraft. Then we had people like you know, my friend Yalitza, my best friend's girlfriend. Like she's never played Minecraft, but she's seen enough Minecraft, I think, while we're playing, to kind of get the gist of it. Then you have my friend Hector and Nick. We play Minecraft every year. You have my friend Louise, who used to be part of our Minecraft gang back in the day. My sister, who's played it 10 years ago. My friend Jen, who kind of sporadically plays. She knows enough from just social media and stuff, memes. We had this a really diverse cast of people in our little Minecraft party going there, and I think going with that diverse group really elevated the movie for me. Having a lot of laughter, hearing my friend Hector making stupid jokes, and that's where it comes to the core to my second point. The movie doesn't take itself seriously, and I feel like that benefits it. The movie itself is very dumb. There's a lot of dumb jokes. There's a lot of dumb things the movie does, and my headcanon, my theory is that the writers wrote the script and they looked at it and they're like, this is kind of this is kind of weird. This is kind of not a good script. And then they brought Jack Black to kind of elevate the bad scriptness, because when Jack Black says these cheesy lines, when Jack Black says these dumb, uh, essentially tutorials of the game, it comes off very funny because it's Jack Black. You'll see on social media a lot where people are just memeing on Jack Black because he literally just says everything he holds in the movie. He'll say it: flint and steel. This is an ender pearl. This is a crafting table. He kind of goes crazy with it. Too much, in my opinion, but because it's Jack Black, he kind of gets away with it. And the perfect example, and if I haven't said it yet, spoiler alert for the movie. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Come back to this, then we can talk about it. But my biggest example of this is later, very late in the movie. He says, We gotta mine, we gotta craft. Let's Minecraft, and that's such a bad line. Like, I don't care how you slice it. Minecraft is not a term you use in the game. You don't say let's go Minecraft. You say let's go mine, and yes, you don't even say let's go craft. You just say like I gotta craft this. And I know that's very nitpicky, but I'm trying to explain like. Hold on, it's hot. Ugh, man, talking about Minecraft's gonna be heated. Um, I know that's getting nitpicky with it and stuff, but like what I'm saying is like that's such a cheesy line that just kind of worked. People got hyped, whether they're really hyped or not. I think it was more like the hype because it was so cheesy. Because Jack Black said it, I just feel like it got away with it. And it's an example because that joke kind of continues on because the girl says, "Let's Minecraft." Like the joke goes on too long, and I think people are too busy clapping and hyping it up that I feel like a lot of people missed that. It's not a good joke. It's not a good line, but it's kind of hype, and that's kind of how this movie is. So I kind of want to break down the movie a little more from there. First, I want to say, first 20 minutes of this movie, other than like the little intro, I don't know why it's there. I don't know why. I literally know to my friend. I'm like, we're watching Minecraft, right? Because there becomes a disconnect to like, oh, this is the real world. But I don't. I did not come see a Minecraft movie to see the real world. So in that regard, I feel like it fails immensely just getting the movie started. Which is crazy because I actually think the first like 3 minutes, that introduction to the Minecraft world, is actually really fun and funny. Um, which kind of just shows us a tug of war. So, my biggest gripe with the movie, if you couldn't tell, is the fish out of water story they do. I really hate that the Minecraft world is another world to, like an alternate world to our real world. Because for me, that adds a lot of implications. I don't like that people can just walk into this world. I wish the Minecraft world just existed. I don't like that the Minecraft world people can go in our world, and I think it's weird that we can go in their world. Like it just feels very weird and very un-Minecraft because that's not how Minecraft works. It's never implied that the real world exists. It's implied that we are in a video game world and we are playing the video game. And I think the worlds in video games should embrace that. And unfortunately, I don't really have good examples of video game movies doing this because the three good ones in my head the last decade is Detective Pikachu. Well, the Pikachu does it. The Pokemon Detective Pikachu, there is a world where Pokemon just exist. And in that movie, the movie does a good job at kind of just exploring and teaching you the way this world works. Sonic and Mario don't really do it because Sonic is in the real world and Mario kind of does the fish out of water story, but it makes a little bit more sense because that's lore accurate from the original Mario Bros. I digress. That's a whole other topic. But in Pokemon Detective Pikachu, the world just exists, and I wish Minecraft just existed because then you're falling on top of like now we have to explain how this world works because these people aren't from this world. Now I get it. They have to explain it to people who haven't played Minecraft. I understand that. But then I thought about it. I'm like, do they? Do they have to do that? Because in my eyes, they don't. Minecraft is a game that really just lets you explore and kind of do your own thing and you just learn as you go. If the movie kind of progressed like the game, you'll just naturally learn. And at the core of it, these video game movies, you got to understand that you're trying to, attach yourself to a specific market, your fans. And I know that's getting nitty gritty, and I know that's like becoming like more like, that's not how it works. This is Hollywood. You want to appeal to the masses. I get it. But I feel like there's better ways to do it. And introducing this fish out of water concept, I think it was a messy thing because then, because of that concept, you get 20 minutes of just constant, boring human interactions, which leads to my next big gripe. The humans. Why are they there? I actually don't mind Steve being human. I think it's an interesting dynamic. Do I wish it was all animated? Yes. But Steve, I think, is fine enough for, like, it's Jack Black, it's fun, it's funny. But when you start adding more human characters, it just kind of gets complicated for no reason. Like, I can't even name any of the human characters, if I'm being completely honest. No, I can't name them all. And I think my biggest gripe is because you added too many, I think it becomes a little bit more, it just becomes too packed. You're trying to give everybody an arc and everything. And I really think if I was rewriting it, I would get rid of everyone and maybe just keep the brother and sister. I guess if you're gonna keep one, I guess keep them two. Jason Momoa's character, I will admit, going into it, I thought I was just gonna hate his character. I didn't think any of his jokes were funny in the trailers. Um, but he kind of I don't hate him. I still think none of the characters like blew my socks off, but the movie has a difficult time of like who's the main character. Like I feel like the movie doesn't even know who it is. It gives like focus on the kid at one point, and then it goes back to Jason Momoa, and then it goes back to Steve, and then it goes back to Steve and Jason Momoa being like really good friends. Like I feel like none of that was earned, and was kind of just throwing around like who is the main character, which even adds more credence to having the girls kind of just stand around. They get disconnected from the boys, and they're kind of just. I think they have two scenes after that of like this them walking in a forest, and then them implying we don't even get to see them do this. It's implied that they just build a mushroom house. So I feel like their characters are very lacking. The girl, the adult girl, the one that has like a bunch of jobs, the real estate girl, she just doesn't need to be in this movie. She's she doesn't really add to anything, and I've heard she's a great actress. But the script does not do her justice in this. Or like, I don't know. I didn't care for her. She was just kind of boring, and forgettable. The sister I think had potential, and I also heard she's a great actress. I think she's from like Wednesday. That's what I read or something. I'm not sure where she's from to be honest, but and I liked her as a character. I liked her dynamic. I thought her story was interesting. Very weird in a Minecraft movie. Her first line is just, "Mom died." It's like, whoa, what are we watching here? It's very bizarre. But the dynamic of her wanting to take care of her brother, I think is fine enough. I think it's okay, like cool. Jason Momoa's character, I think, also is very interesting in the sense of like, you know, uh, he's broke. He's a video game master. I just, very unique. I'll give him that, but not needed. And I believe Jason Momoa was originally supposed to be Steve or something. I think that was the way it goes, but you know, they changed courses, and I think they just threw him in there just to throw him in there. They contracted him probably like, okay, well, he needs to be somewhere in there, because I believe they wanted Jack Black to be the villain, but then they kind of switched courses. But I don't know. We can read about that later, but I think that's just how it goes. And then the little kid, generic like, oh, kids don't like him because he's creative and all that. So the adults as a whole, I think, just don't add anything, and that's my problem with it. And then Steve, this is a really technical problem, but again, Minecraft fan talking to Minecraft fans. Steve's progression, I think, is very boring because we do not see it. In the beginning of the movie, we see Steve learning the Minecraft world dynamics in a very quick fashion. If you want to speedrunning, he literally speedruns Minecraft, and by the time we see him for the second time, when the humans meet him, he's an expert. He's killing zombies. He has diamond armor. He has he has everything. TNT. He has a stash. He has a whole village, set up. That's cool because that's what we do. But I think that kind of lacks of that could have been Steve's journey, could have been the explanation for this world rather than Steve explaining it to other people. Because it's really weird that they kind of throw Steve on this pedestal. Obviously, Steve is iconic. Obviously, Steve is from the best-selling video game of all time. But Steve as a character, he's not very special. He's just Steve. And it's not even like a Legend of Zelda Link type character where like he's just a quiet character, but he has a story and he has things to do. No, Steve is just a generic avatar that can be switched out almost immediately. You can be Alex, you can be a bunch of different. I know they just added like 8 different default characters. But then you can also be Woody from Toy Story. You can be a Moogle from Final Fantasy. Like there's a bunch of skin options that canonically isn't just Steve. It's just these characters that live in this world. So my biggest problem with Steve being put on this pedestal is they don't really do anything in the sense of like with him as a character. And I get it. There's nothing for them to do, but it's like, then why add Steve? You know what I mean? They could have definitely just branched out and just made their own character. And maybe they shouldn't. I'm not saying they should have done that, but I'm saying the human characters kind of fill that void for Steve, and then Steve is just this master of all masters, and it doesn't make sense. So, that's my two cents on that. And just a couple more gripes. And there's things I like. And you know, let's just say something I like now. I actually don't mind the animation. I know some of the mobs and stuff look very realistic, and like uncanny valley good, but I kind of like it. Like Minecraft is very simple, so kind of translating it to this big screen and stuff. I'm sure there's a lot of challenges and a lot of like, meetings in the staff room. Like, how do we do this? But I think what they did was fine. I think what they accomplished was, good. I think it looks pretty enough. The green screen obviously is going to be an issue, and that's what happens when you animate your entire movie and you just add humans. Can't really do much about that. Maybe just add more time to that, but for what it was, I didn't really notice it too bad. I know some people will, but I think it does its job fine. I think it's acceptable. Um, when the movie doesn't have any humans in it and it's just Minecraft, the Minecraft world doing the Minecraft world stuff, I think it works fine. When it's showing the village and the villagers and the iron golems walking around without any humans involved in it, I think it looks beautiful. I think it looks acceptable and presentable. It's just when the humans get involved, I think things get a little bit on the messier side. But even then, it's not gonna take you out of it that much. I don't think, at least. But yeah, other than that, like the movie, I think does a fine enough job to keep me entertained. There's a lot of, and I love these about video game movies. The if you know you know moments where like I'm gonna be laughing, but maybe my friend Jen wouldn't. There's a lot of jokes, not a lot, but there's a few jokes I had to lean over to Jen, like basically saying like, oh, like this joke, and then leaning over to my cousin, my little cousin who's like, she knows everything about Minecraft, but maybe she just didn't get this joke. There's a joke in there like the waiter. There's a whole B plot I haven't even talked about with the villager going in the real world, and then she's dating like a real girl from the real world. It's really weird, but it's funny and it's stupid that fine. That's for the adults in the theater. Fine. You already crossed this boundary line of like, crossing worlds. So like if you're gonna do that, fine. Anyways, there's a line where like the waitress is all like, "Oh, is he finished?" And then the girl says, "No, he's Swedish." And that's a fun joke because Minecraft originally was made in Sweden, and probably 3 people in the theater got that. But that's a fun joke for me, and that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of jokes like that where like, if you know, you know. There's the chicken animator with the lava and chicken making chicken, chicken, chicken. Um, the fun little making the dirt house in the beginning. This is my first house and it's all dirt. That's funny. There's a lot of little funny stuff like that. Like you can tell they did their homework, but did they really? My biggest question, I wouldn't even call it a pet peeve, but my biggest like, wait, what? Is growing up with Minecraft. I've been playing Minecraft since I was in high school, 10 years ago, 10 plus years ago, and we always envisioned the Minecraft movie. And the Minecraft movie, always just felt very easy to do. You start in the world, you finish fighting the Ender Dragon at the end. Then the movie ends. Very simple. The movie can even end with Steve jumping in the portal and the credits roll just like in the real game. That is such an easy slam dunk. So why they didn't do it, I have no idea. But that's not even like my biggest pet peeve. Like the movie has elytras in it, and if you're a Minecraft fan, you already know where I'm going with this. Elytras require you beating the dragon, but the movie implies that like Steve's had trouble fighting Endermen, the little minions. One of them. There's a whole little part where Steve's like, "Oh, it took me forever to fight that one Enderman to get this one pearl." So where did he get the elytras from? Now, I'm hoping this is explained sometime in another movie, or I hope in the next movie he says like, "Oh yeah, I fought the Ender Dragon," because it just doesn't add up. The movie's really weird because it doesn't even mention the end dimension. It's very passionate about showing you the Nether, but it doesn't mention the end. And I have to assume this was intentional because literally there's one Enderman in this movie. He looks great, by the way. Enderman looks great. Sounds great. There's one Enderman in this movie, and that's all. That's the only tease we get for the end. I really thought the final post credit scene was gonna be the Ender Dragon, like a tease or something. But they didn't do it. It was Alex, which honestly that was never gonna be in my bingo card. But yeah, they're teasing Alex, which is cool, I guess. Um, so I don't know. I just found it weird that he just had three elytras. Maybe they'll do like the he found them in a chest somewhere, but like even that's not accurate. You can't find. I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna do that. I don't even know if they knew what they did. I kind of hate that elytras are in the movie just for the fact that like because we're not going to the end, there's not that surprise factor. I mean, picture this: you're playing Minecraft, right? And then someone just hands you an elytra. I feel like most people would be kind of demotivated to go fight the Ender Dragon now and go explore the End Islands and all that because you already have the end goal, the elytra. So this feels weird. It's also like he has two for Jason Momoa's character and the kid. It's implied that he has a third one because he's like, oh, I thought I bought a third one, meaning there's a third one in a chest somewhere. So very strange. It also takes the excitement for me for future elytra battles, and I feel like it wasn't even worth it. The elytra battle wasn't even that crazy cool. Like it was cool, I guess, but like, was it worth just kind of spoiling your big end game type thing? I don't know. Maybe I'm just nitpicking at that point, but in my head, there was the Minecraft movie could have always been a trilogy to me. You had Minecraft fight the first movie fighting the dragon, the second movie fighting the Wither, the third movie fighting the Warden. Bam, your trilogy. If you want to get fancy, you can also do a side movie where Alex fights the Elder Guardian. Bam, Warner Brothers. I just set up your cinematic universe for Minecraft. It's that easy. I really, I know I keep saying I hate this, hate this, I hate this. I really like the movie. I'm just nitpicking for the sake of a fan nitpicking. I don't like the villain in this movie. The villain actually I think isn't that bad in concept, but I don't like that they just made up a villain. Like, Minecraft has so much lore. And this movie shows, I'm not 100% sure in this, but this movie shows that it's okay, it's willing to like cross boundaries to Minecraft spin-offs because my assumption, I have not fact checked this, so you can tell me in the comments if this is correct. But that big piglin dude, the one that has a really funny voice, like "Hey everybody," um, he says, Steve says in the movie like, "Oh, we used to be friends. We used to go dungeoning or something like that. We met him in the dungeons. We used to always go to dungeons or something." I'm assuming that was a joke of like this mob is from Minecraft Dungeons. That's what I got from it. I have no idea if that's the reason or that, but the wording felt like it led up to that. So I don't know. You can let me know. But that was cool, and there's a lot of cool mobs in those games. So if I wish they were dwelling more into that territory. And maybe the bad guy is from Dungeons. I don't know. I just never heard of this type of moblin or whatever. But yeah, overall, again, I know the last 20 minutes I was just nitpicking stuff, but overall, I still enjoyed the movie. I thought it was fun. I had a great time with it. I just, I think at the end of the day, it being Minecraft, it being one of my top 10 games of all time, it being a game I sink so much time into, a game that my last two jobs revolved around Minecraft, and I only got the job I have now in real life, not YouTube, in real life, because I had connections with Minecraft. Like, it's a game that has changed my life for the better and has expanded my creativity. It's gotten me closer with friends and family. Kids, like another language with kids. The kids I teach, the kids I coach, the kids, everything in between. This game was always been a net positive for me. So that's why I nitpick so much, because I want it to be the best movie of all time. And unfortunately, we just got a joke of a movie in a good way, I think. Again, I think the movie does a good job of it's not taking itself seriously, though it's fun to laugh at it. But I wish it took itself a little bit more serious. Coming off of coming off of movies like Sonic, the Sonic trilogy now, and Super Mario Bros. Those movies took itself seriously. Those movies, even though it's from a kiddie video game, it took itself seriously and wanted to be a well-made film. and whether it succeeded in that regard for some people or not, the general reception of those movies shows that like people are willing to watch serious video game movies that has the references for the fans, but also can stand on its own. And I just think this movie kind of falters on both. Like I feel like it's not a good movie in script wise, and it tries to do these fun Minecraft things, but it just doesn't do enough, or it does them wrong, or like questionable. I don't know. Again, should you see this movie? Yes. I'm assuming you have seen this movie if you just let me spoil the whole movie, but you know. And I haven't even got. I'm not even getting into like the little story details that like at the end and stuff, but to me that doesn't matter because what matters is, you know, I enjoyed the movie. I mean, I'm just gonna leave it at that. I enjoyed the movie. I hope you guys enjoyed the movie. I hope you're not trashing the theater. The theater experience did make it a little more fun too. People were clapping at the memes from the trailers, which was funny. It's funny. I think when he says "I am Steve" and everybody starts cheering, clapping. I think my dad asked me the next day. I think it confused him. Like, so who's like Steve's a big deal? Huh? I'm like, no, it's just he's just from the trailer. The whole chicken jockey scene. My dad probably thinks chicken jockey is the biggest, baddest bad guy of Minecraft, but like these are just the memes that just evolved from the trailers. So that in itself is kind of funny. But yeah, I'm wondering if it's gonna get a sequel. I'm wondering what they're gonna do differently. The movie kind of ends like minus the post credit scene. The movie kind of wraps up fairly not well, but it wraps up. It wraps up. Um, so I think that just kind of the next movie is just gonna be like we gotta go back to Minecraft world, which is just you know cool, I guess. I just wish they lived there. Steve's arc too, I think, is kind of misled. Like, what is Steve's arc? Can someone tell me Steve's arc? Like, I don't even know why. Like, why did he go back to the main world? Like, because, like, why could he's happy? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. This has been another Scribble Thoughts. I don't think I even said, hey guys, welcome to Scribble Thoughts in the beginning, so messed up there. But this has been another Scribble Thoughts. This me ranting about Minecraft. Have you seen the movie? Let me know what you think. Give it a rating. My rating would probably be a 7 out of 10. I thought it was still good. I had fun with it. It's fine. It gets the job done. And I hopefully it opens the avenue for many more Minecraft projects on the big screen. Like any video game movie, seeing my not my favorite, but seeing my game company logo on the big screen, seeing Mojang was very exciting. And how the movie starts with the little loading screen. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I got a little tear, because it's always fun seeing your video game kind of be taken seriously, even though it's a joke movie. It's on the big screen now, so it's a little bit more serious. So that's fun. That was my last comment. Yes. So let me know what you think, and yeah. See you in the next Scribble Dot. Scribble Dots. Scribble Dots!
Chicken jockey.